I mean, it'd be better for you to announce it. You know what I mean? Like, so, okay. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Typical Skeptic Podcast. I have my good friend with me, Indigo Angel. I wrote a little blurb about her tonight on the Typical Skeptic Podcast. Indigo Angel returns with one of her most controversial and prophetic transmissions yet. We break down Stargate 10 not only as a potential physical Stargate, but a global ideology, a coordinated energy program she sees manifesting as a mass migration, ideological takeover, and cloaked reptilian agenda spreading across the US, Canada, and the UK. She'll dive deep into Stargate 10 as a multidimensional construct, the rise of the Invader Consciousness, the Reptilian Black Heart Virus infecting culture, politics, and grids, and also timeline infiltration and planetary takeover strategies, how storage seeds and grid workers can respond. And this will be a high voltage, intuitive, and esoteric episode that only Indigo Angel can deliver. So with all that said, I'd like to give her a big warm welcome back to the show. My sister from another mister, Indigo Angel, what's going on?
Hi, Rob. Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here with you and everyone watching tonight. Yeah, that intro is like a lot of hype for me to live up to right now. The high voltage. No, I love it.
Well, wait. Let's tell people what's going on first, so people know exactly what's going on. I think that'd be good to start there, so people know like why you said that.
Yeah. So I have been dealing with a health condition for basically the whole year of 2025, and it was that I was having gallbladder ruptures basically all through the year. So I recently, just on Monday, I think it was. Yeah, it was Monday. I went in and had gallbladder removal surgery. So I'm gonna do my best tonight for this show, but I can't guarantee that I'll have like high voltage. I do get like kind of tired and winded, after like talking so much, and I do get like emotional at certain points and times as well. So yeah, I'm just trying to get better. I'm trying to, hopefully this surgery is what I needed to kind of recover from what I was dealing with, because I was in so much pain for so long. But yeah, the surgery also is very painful as well. So I think it takes like 4 to 6 weeks to heal, and it hasn't been an entire week yet, and I think I'll need at least like 2 to 3 weeks to feel like better, like where I'm walking better, because right now I'm not even like I told you before I came on, like I'm not walking very fast. I have to walk like very slowly, which is so weird because my brain wants to go fast. Like my brain is normal, but when I actually get up to try to go from like point A to point B, like I have to walk like super slow. And so yeah, it's just a lot of like things that I'm having to kind of get over mentally to deal with it. And yeah, but I'm happy to be here. Like I'm happy to get into this topic. It's one that is definitely really heightened right now. It only continues to spiral out, I think, in the collective when it comes to Stargate 10, that extension arm that we've been talking about for quite some time coming on your channel. I think the last time I came on, and I think you just posted a video recently of us talking about the Stargate 10 vortex that opened up in NYC, and I told you that I had like channeled and seen a Stargate 10 vortex that opened up there. And as you know, how we relate to Stargate 10 and Stargate 10 types, that vortex is only kind of anchoring and sealing into other locations in the United States. I do think it is very connected to the closure of Three Eye Atlas, but also to Zoran Mamdani getting elected November 4th as well. I think there's a lot of shape shifting that's going on with that character. A lot of gaslighting that him and President Trump are doing to the collective right now with their meeting that they just had, I think, yesterday. So if anybody's been following that narrative, they'll know that they're definitely going back and forth on a lot of things that they've said, and they're just completely gaslighting everyone. So yeah, I think a lot of these are signals of the Stargate 10 vortex that's opening, and how the draconian ideology and the bloodline and the spiritual warfare that's attacked to it is going to, particularly related to the Middle East, but also to the Vatican power structures, that we're going to start seeing those things like implement in the United States more, and like Dearborn, Michigan and Texas. So lots happening because of that. And I know me and you've been talking about it kind of behind the scenes as well. So what do you think's kind of going on with that, Rob?
Oh, it's all over Twitter, right? Like it's all over Twitter. You can't go on Twitter X without seeing it. It's almost like they're putting it in our faces. So it almost makes me think that it's been done by design. I don't know why, but I mean, that it seems like it definitely has been. Like, I think I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's definitely, there's people in the streets chanting death to America. That's a little crazy.
Yeah. It's a lot of false flags. It's a lot of conquer and divide. It's a lot of propagation of this conquer and divide through the holy wars. I think that everyone, and I think what's been frustrating particularly is because, I mean, now if you even come on and say anything about like any sort of like Jewish speaking point, or any sort of speaking point that Jewish people would use to maybe like defend themselves or something, people are calling you like Mossad, and like you're not even like connecting it. It's like, as an American, you're generally seeing that there's an invader consciousness, right? That we are seeing kind of results back to Islam. But I think that everyone thinks that it's Jews who are controlling the world. And yes, that's true to some degree because of AIPAC and Hollywood. But I think that this holy war is propagated intentionally through the actual families who are far more powerful than, even just the Jewish royal elite Zionists. Like, and this is what me and you were like, what does this come back to on the deepest level? Like, how is this being controlled at the deepest level? Because we know it's beyond the religious factions, but we know that the religious ideologies, the Abrahamic religions, are being used as the sword of Archangel Michael to initiate the New World Order or the New World One religion agenda. And so I really think that the Jewish people are just the fall guys. They're like the scapegoats. They're the ones that they feed to the beast machine of Islam, because Islam is submission, subjugation, and domination. And honestly, they're the most inbred and cross-hybridized with Stargate 10 type draconic bloodline DNA, because
wait, Indy, keep talking. I got to check something real quick. I want to make sure there's no fire here. Like, I started smelling smoke, and it could be my neighbors. I just want to check my house real quick, because like,
really, oh my gosh,
give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. Wow, that's really interesting. Crazy. Hopefully, there's no fire. But yeah, I think that, yeah, it's just a holy war overall. And it goes back to the 13 families that control the Vatican, essentially. You guys would know, right? Like, drop it down in the chat if you guys know about really the Jesuits, and I think the Orders of Malta, the Knights of Malta, and basically the popes that created the Sanctum Papal Bull that initiated that trust, that are basically claiming all the souls on the planet. I think that's so bizarre that Rob might have a fire right now. That's really synchronized.
No, we're good. No, what I was going to say is, it's interesting. Like, one of the things God gave me, or the creator or whatever, is like, I have this like innate sense of smell. Like, I have like, like, I can sniff out a fire from miles away, or like, sorry, I was like, but like, I was like kind of worked up because like, I thought there really was a fire here, because like usually my sense of smell is never off. You know what I mean? So it could be one of my, neighbors or something, because like usually I have a really good, I've always had really good eyesight, really good hearing, and a really good sense.
Have you checked your cords? Because sometimes they can, like, if they're corroding anywhere, sometimes they smell. I don't know.
Yeah, I tried checking everything, but I don't know, Oh, speaking of which, listen to this. So Karen McDonald just posted in chat. This is insane. So I don't know if James is, I don't think James will. Look at this. James Rink posted he has 1 month to live via the doctors today. Holy shit. That's insane. he had like congestive heart failure, you know what I mean? Or he was in congestive heart failure and then he was trying to get better from it. But like, when I talked to him, he thought he was going to get better in like 6 months, but like, I guess he's not. I don't know.
Wow, poor thing.
That's
Oh my
insane.
gosh. Yeah, well, I remember the last show that I had done with him. I just felt like his like metabolic system was really off for sure. I could see
Yeah.
that like there was something like really off in his timing and like there was a lot of anxiousness, anxiety. I mean, I'm not I don't want to say anything like negative. I mean, it was more like I was trying to just like understand like what was going on with him, like, because it was like it was different energy. You could tell
Yeah.
something was like wrong, but I thought maybe it was anxiety. I don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah, oh my gosh, maybe reach out to him and just send some support and some loving energy. That's really difficult thing to have to face.
Yeah. Yeah. I know I knew he did reach out to me and he said he's trying to get a PEMF healing device. Like, I don't know. I was going to post it for him, but like, I don't know, like what, if he was able to get that or what, like,
Yeah.
yeah, like I really feel for the guy. I mean, geez, oh man, like it seems like everybody in our community is having health
Yeah,
problems. You know
health
what I
health
mean?
is a really a difficult thing right now. It really is. This whole year it has been, I don't know if we're getting targeted, if we're getting, I did feel for the longest time I was getting hit with a lot of bioweapons, and I think my central nervous system just took like a total fucking crash. And I honestly think that's why my gallbladder, what happened to it, like what happened is because the cortisol levels in my body and my central nervous system, and that all that like toxic negative energy was going to my gallbladder. Actually, I seen it after I had surgery because I was like in such a spiritual heightened state. I actually like went to heaven for a little while and was like chilling with God. And then when I came back into my body, I was being shown how the negative energy in my body, like the traumatic energy and everywhere where I'm holding on to like suffering and pain, how it's cycling through my liver and my gallbladder. And that
Yeah.
it's a programming that my body is like, I guess autonomically or autonomously doing. Um and so I guess I need to work on that, you know, with like
Yeah.
breathing. And I've been having to really, because I realize I have so much fucking trauma. Like I have a lot of trauma. I never realized like how deeply it's affecting my body, but now every time those trauma thoughts come up, because it cycles through my mind all day long. Every single person in my life that I share trauma bonds to, I'm still connected to their energy. Their pain cycles through me. And I have to just spend all day just releasing that from my field. It's really intense. Um, but I'm not even done with my health journey. I still have more health issues that I have to work on. So I think it's going to be a little bit of an uphill battle, I'll be honest with you, moving forward. But I'm hoping that I am able to recover from the surgery. So far, it's been kind of difficult. I've been having a lot of pain, so.
Yeah, I mean, well, hopefully, like like you'll make a full recovery from this and like be even better. Maybe that organ, maybe that needed to come out. Maybe it actually needed to come out. Like I don't know, like, and I mean, like for example, like like I told you, like my mom has had her gallbladder out and she's 72 now. So you know what I mean. She's had her gallbladder out for I think like 20 years. You know what I mean? So I mean, but like I don't
Yeah,
know. That woman's like,
it's a common surgery. I mean, it's definitely, it's so funny when I tell people that I was having that done. So many people had that kind of reaction, like, "Oh, that's just like a typical surgery," and I'm just like, "What?" Like it was very hard for me to come to terms with it for the longest time. I put it off for a very long time because I'm like, "Oh, I can beat this naturally. I'm just gonna change my diet more," and but it just wasn't the case. I think there was already too much damage. It was already too far gone. And it
yeah,
got to a point that I just needed to like quickly get out of pain because I was having inflammation that was filling up in my body. I was having inflammation that was filling into my spine and around my heart and lungs. I mean, the whole week before I got my gallbladder taken out, I would wake up in the morning and take a deep breath, and I would hear this like scaly like fluttering like behind my lungs. And it just was so unsettling. It just made me feel like I had pneumonia and like shit was just getting fucking worse. So yeah, ever since it's come out though, I haven't had that crinkling sound around my lungs anymore. But man, it got brutal. So, you know, it was hard to come to terms with, but I just eventually kind of submitted to the process and just praying that like I'm being guided, to keep me here on
Yeah.
this earth longer, to be here for my children. I think when you're being faced with life and death type situations and you have like organs that are failing type of thing, like the things that mean the most to you come forward. And for me, that's the relationship with my children. Like I just want to be here to like see them through their big events in life, like having babies. And yeah, so the
Yeah.
thought of that being taken early type of thing, that just did not sit well with my soul. So I got more fight in me to be here. Just put it that way.
And you honestly, like I said to you, you look like good. Like I can tell you have some angst in you. You don't look bad. Trust me, I'm one of your best friends. I would tell you, I'd say, okay, you look bad, but you don't. Like you look like you have some angst in you. Like I can tell you're going through major pain right now. You know what I mean? But so it's really admirable of you to be here when you're in so much pain. Like that's like, I mean,
Yeah.
maybe this also is like a stepping stone into getting back into doing normal things too, but like even Anchor Haven says, she says, rest, Indy. She says, don't rush back to work. You know what I mean? You don't want to rush back into it, like you just,
Yeah. Well,
and
and I really haven't been. I've definitely slowed down on my channel. You guys may have noticed. Like I haven't. Like I used to put maybe 2 videos out a week at least, and I
yeah,
would keep up more with current events. And I was doing lives. I stopped doing lives for a couple months now. And I just, I think I've been doing a show maybe once every couple weeks, and honestly, just been doing shows with you. So you've kind of been keeping me afloat through this.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
So Rob's been really great. Rob's been kind of like keeping up with me and calling me every so often just to make sure I'm okay. And yeah.
I mean, I'm in Pittsburgh and you're in Florida, so there's not much I can do except call you and make sure you're okay. And a big shout out to your daughter, though. You have an amazing daughter, and you have an aunt that's been helping you, right? So at least you have them to help take care of you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What I wanted to ask you about, and I'll direct the conversation back to this. So yesterday we saw a bit like something big happen in the world of geopolitics. Trump got with Mondami, and a lot of people were saying that he endorsed Mondami. And I wanted to talk about this because, I asked my friend Maga Dan, I call him Maga Dan because he's like into politics, but he's not really into like the UFO ET stuff, and I asked my friend Dan, I said, why would Trump endorse Mondami? And he said, New York's the financial capital of the world. He said, if New York falls, the whole country falls. And I was like, that's interesting. I was like, you might be onto something there, but like, what do you think about that? And do you think Trump actually endorsed Mondami, or do you think they're
Well,
just,
I
what do you
think
think's going on with it?
If New York fell, I think the next stabilizing pillars are definitely going to be Florida and Texas. Because if New York falls, I mean, California is probably not far behind it, and they've been struggling for a while. But I mean, Trump and Zoran Mamdani definitely have a lot of shared like love interest in terms of New York. And I think I even told you, I was like, well, I think Trump always secretly wanted to be mayor of New York. So there's probably a little bit of, I don't know, like
Jealousy?
admiration or even jealousy. Yeah, a little envy that like he won that. And I think Trump also probably knows that he has to play this game of aligning with Zoran because Zoran does have such a popular vote amongst, I guess, Gen Z or whatever, and like, the leftists or whatever. And a lot of Trump's voters also voted for Mondani as well. So I think they were trying to find like aligned. I think it's a chess mate. It's a chess move, to save face, to try to gain like credibility with Trump and like the people who voted for Zoran. But I think it's also going to send Zoran like packing back to his people. We're like, oh, I thought you were going to stick it to Trump. Where's all this big talk now? You're calling him a fascist and all this shit. Like they called out Mamdani, um, you know, in the press briefing or whatever they had, like, you called Trump a fascist, and then Trump's like, oh, it's okay. So it's like, honestly, terms like fascist and communist and racist, like, these words no longer hold like an insult meter anymore amongst people. I think people across the board, especially with this like open freedom of speech that we're exercising so much now, in particular platforms such as like Twitter and Rumble and other places, that like people just don't give a fuck anymore. They just say what they want and how they feel.
Yeah.
And
Well,
I mean,
another thing I thought was interesting was my friend Dan also thinks that Mandami might actually be here illegally. He said he's only been in this country for 6 years, and he said Trump could possibly have something on him that he said, I know you're here illegally, so you're going to play ball, or otherwise we're going to send you packing. That's another thing my friend Dan said, but I can't verify that, so that has no validation. That's just all
yeah.
speculation and rumor, like.
Well, they've been saying the same thing about Elon Omar, whatever her name is, that um she like Minnesotan congresswoman who's from Somalia or something like that, that she like came in illegally, and like they've been saying now she married her brother to get here. You know, but I don't feel like they investigate those things or really go back on them too far. Like they don't pursue it like they should. Anyways, so it's a lot of like goose chase and a lot of you know, making us think that they're gonna do something, and it's a lot of gaslighting. Like I said, like he just freaking said that like Trump better like they better raise the volume, he said in one of his speeches, and I'm gonna stick it to Trump, and Trump doesn't want nothing to do with my campaign, and da 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 da. And then when he comes to face with Trump, he bends the knee, and they're kissing each other's ass. So I mean, that's what I mean. This is all propaganda.
Sounds to me like it's like the reptilian overlords have formed
It's
this
total
puppet string.
reptilian behavior, draconic behavior, both of them. I'm
Yeah,
really
exactly.
starting to freaking question it, because I mean, you see how Trump's in bed with Saudi Arabia, freaking Qatar. It's like, great, okay, buddy up with, the great Muslim brotherhoods of, planetary freaking takeover and one world religion, New World Order, because they're all in bed at the end of the day with those 13 royal families. This is exactly what I was talking about before you smelled fire, was that there's 13 families. Right?
I mean, I thought I did smell it, and usually my scent's not off. So it's, I mean, like, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad nothing's on fire. But the 13 families. So, I mean, I think we're still, at the end of the day, looking at the families that control the Vatican, the Jesuits, the Knights of Malta, the Muslim Brotherhood. These are the dark Atlantean brotherhoods. And all of the powerful elite families, like the Farnese, the Orsini bloodlines, which is who the Rothschilds came down from, was the Orsini bloodlines. And the royals, like Queen Elizabeth, they're the Farnese bloodlines. So I think, and this is why we've seen King Charles bend the knee to Islam as well. I mean, they just did like this whole thing in the UK where they were praising some opening of some grand Islam institution that they're doing in the UK. So, and I mean, and if you think about it, it was the British who mandated the mandate of Palestine. So it's like the British have always been like the man in the middle, like stirring up all the freaking religious drama, right? Because it's their way of playing chess and checkers across the board to maintain that one world order. And honestly, it's easier for them to control a religious order and narrative if everybody is in submission to Islam. Because, I mean, honestly, they're out fucking goats and fucking their cousins and shit like this. I mean, there is clearly a lower IQ agenda amongst that as well. I mean, simply for the sense that they subjugate gays and women. I mean, it's totally a forced breeder colony. I mean, Islam is not a religion at the end of the day. Islam is a tribal colonization. It's a tribal colony. It's a tribal civilization, a religious, political agenda. And so it's far supersedes any religious order, honestly. And so because there's so much structure under that and so much Sharia law that they can uphold that can literally dominate and overtake and overthrow governments, I would say that the gray pope, the black pope, the white pope, all these royal families, they're just going to get behind whatever forces. If they're not, like, they're funding those forces, they created those forces. I mean, it was the Jesuits who created Islam, essentially. It was these secret societies. Like Khadijah, who was Muhammad's wife, was a Catholic priestess who essentially went to Muhammad, a guy who supposedly could not read or write, and taught him the religion and taught him all these things and gave him this information to create this ideology.
Did you ever see Robert Seffer's video? I love Robert Seffer. I watch a lot of his stuff. He's a anthropologist. He did a video called "The Muslim Queen," and basically what it was it was about how Queen Elizabeth is actually related to the Prophet Muhammad in a roundabout way. Like if you trace their histories back, Queen Elizabeth is a direct descendant of the Prophet Muhammad. Wow. It's all on Robert Seffer's channel, guys. SEPHER. He has a huge following. Like, and he has, he talks about he's an amazing anthropologist. Wow.
That makes a lot of sense because like I think they're very blood tied to each other, the royal families, and even if you look at the money that is actually in Dubai, I think I'm just trying to remember some of this, but yeah, it's like a lot of the like on the surface level, like in Dubai, like what's kind of built all those like skyscrapers and stuff, like there's like this Islamic identity, but really it's deeply rooted to the crown. It's really deeply rooted to Zionist Masonic affiliations and the British black nobility lines and leagues. And I mean,
so you're saying they're all linked, like the Zionist Jews, the Muslims, and this is why I say that, like, I don't believe in like any Abrahamic religion. I think they were all brought down from the Anunnaki originally. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know.
But that's the thing is, what do we do in the meantime? Because in the meantime, I think we're watching, at least in the United States, we're watching our culture, what we've built it upon, which is, the Constitution and predominantly Christianity. Like
it's a Judeo-Christian culture. It definitely is.
Yeah, Judeo-Christian country. Yeah. We're watching that kind of be threatened and dissolved right before our eyes. And what does that look like for our country and our culture if those things are essentially invaded? Because the Stargate 10 types, they don't come here to assimilate to our culture. They don't come here to get with our ways of life or our rules or our regulations. They come here to invade, to force assimilation to their Stargate 10 type legalities and rules. And it's not peaceful assimilation. It's conquer those that resist it. So, I mean, I don't know. It's like, I can't believe like this is even happening. Honestly, I feel like I've been talking about this for a couple years on my channel now, and it's just like becoming more and more present every time that we have to have these discussions, because now it's all about Dearborn, Michigan. I mean, a lot of shit's been popping off in Dearborn, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you might want to talk about your connection to Jake Lang.
Oh, yeah. I have a connection to Jake Lang. Yeah, like if you guys know who Jake Lang is, Jake is he's a January 6th. He was a political prisoner, and I interviewed him from prison. And then we talked about doing another show recently. He's on my Telegram. And we're I know Jake because, I was on the Global Enlightenment Radio Network with Daryl Neely and with Penny Bradley and a bunch of people, But then what happened was Daryl went to jail for January 6th and the radio network fell, and he kind of introduced me to Jake Lang, But what's also interesting about that is, like, on a side note, Daryl Neely's mom is Doris Neely. She worked for the CIA, and she verified Penny Bradley's SSP case, which is really interesting. That's a whole side conversation. But like, but like, so Daryl's been in, yeah. But anyway, but Jake Lang, like, he's interesting because he's big in the news. Yeah, I'm going to put this up. This is from
Yeah.
Derek. For entertainment purposes only. Yeah, for YouTube's sake. Yeah, this is for entertainment purposes only. Because, like YouTube is, who knows what they're doing. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, what did he do actually?
Oh, Jake Lang. So, yeah, well, I think it was like a few days ago, they had like a anti-Islam protest march down in Dearborn, Michigan, and I think it just got really crazy. Like, I know he was like carrying like a package of bacon around and like slapping it on the Qurans, and I think they were actually trying to burn Qurans, and they were holding up one of their signs, and some, I guess, like Muslim kid just came by and like socked Jake Lang like right in the face. And this is all over X. Like these videos are like blown up. You can go find this information on X. You can watch these videos. I mean, there's like millions and millions and millions of views on all of this. And each like news outlet is kind of painting their own narrative of who's the oppressed and who's the oppressor type of thing. But I think it's created kind of like a flashpoint or like a wave of like, I don't think these things are going to stop, because what they're doing now is there's like all these bikers, the bikers, like the white, biker crews, like they're all rolling up.
Like the Hells Angels and then here in Pennsylvania,
the Hells Angels.
I can tell you a story. I got into a bad fist fight with a group of pagans one night at the bar here in Pittsburgh. Like I was at a bar in Pittsburgh and I got jumped by a bunch of pagan bikers, like it's a long story and there's a big backstory behind it. But yeah, I really got like, I took, I don't know. I don't want to talk about it. It's the past, but I mean, I'm not trying to tell war stories, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Trust me. I know firsthand what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the bikers are like setting up in the parks and they're like roasting pigs and stuff. So, I mean, like, it's definitely creating a lot of headway and, a lot of volatility. And they said that, like, at some point, the polarization might get so bad that they're going to have to call it the National Guard. But then they're like wondering, like, what side is the National Guard going to actually take? Because I guess it's like, white Americans standing up, or Christian Americans standing up against Islamic like communities and things like this. And that Jake Lang guy is calling in ICE. He's like, he spoke at like the city hall and he's like, bring in ICE and, get rid of all of the ones that are here illegally and, all of this and that. So I don't know. It's difficult because they've definitely set up shop in Dearborn, Michigan. I mean, it's a predominantly Muslim city. I think Dearborn, Michigan, how many are there? 50% of the residents in that area are proportionally one of the highest Muslim cities. Also the city next to it, Hamtramck, Michigan, it's another majority Muslim municipality. Other than New York City is the largest, has the most Muslims, Los Angeles, and Houston and Dallas, Texas as well. But Dallas, Texas is definitely taking a stand against it. Governor Abbott, here's the thing. There was a prime minister, I think it was Modi, the prime minister of India. He says, like, it's fine to have Islamic immigration into your country as long as they don't become more than, like, there's like a certain percentage. Like, if they're more than 30% in your country, like, your country is going to basically fall to Islam. That's what will happen. So you have to, like,
here's that. Wait, I found it. It's all over. It's all over.
Yeah, that's where he gets punched in the face.
That's where they punch Jake Lang in the face. So let me see if I can play it again, because I just wanted to show you this stuff is all over X. Like, as soon as you log on to X, you can't escape this. It's like it's right there in your face. Like it's like. And I said to Indigo, I said, this is being done for a reason. They're because there's people that control this world that want to see this stuff happen. You know what I mean? They want to see us at all. I don't know why I'm using my phone as like, no, but they want to see us at odds. You know what I mean? They want to see us at like, it's always, and like you said, they're all tied in together. You know what I mean? Yeah. So why now? Why this? Like, why are they causing like this disturbance? Why are they influxing large amounts of Islamic people into different parts of the world to cause problems for a reason? Because they know it's going to cause issues. Because what more of a cultural clash is there? You have Western people. We love to see our women with like short skirts, or you know what I mean. Like we love, not that I'm not being a sexist. You know what I mean. We love to see our women pretty, and like like we love to like we like to celebrate our women, right? Where they like to cover their women up in a hijab and like. You know what I mean? They also.
Well, it's about control. It's about control. It's a forced breeder program. And honestly, if people wonder why I'm so like hung ho about this, and like, honestly, it's because like I was in a relationship with a Muslim man for about 2 years of my life. Okay. And prior to going into that relationship, I was very open to the ideology. I was just like any other loving person, like respecting other people's beliefs, respecting other people's ideologies, like just, very open and loving to like wanting to just learn about that culture. And in that time, I mean, I didn't realize it, but the person that I was dating was he was radicalized. I didn't realize it. I had no idea. Like, I didn't learn this till after like a year in the relationship and like starting to put all of the pieces of the puzzle together as to why he hates Americans, why he is here, and he's not here to assimilate. He is here to forcibly change every single person around him, including me, right? And force me into his ideology and force me into his way of thinking and try to force me to wear a hijab. And literally went over to his country and met his family over there, and I was immediately treated like a second-class citizen. All my money was taken away from me. I was forced to wear a hijab. I was like shoved in a freaking cement room and like not allowed to see the light of day, not allowed to open a window, not allowed to go outside. Very controlling. And it is a threat to our women here in the United States. I would not, after having that experience, I would not want any of my daughters to ever get involved with a Muslim man. Hell effing no. It is set up in that way to place the patriarchy in a state of control and to take away the woman's power at any chance that they can get. It is to subjugate them and there are rules in the Quran to beat their women as punishment. They can beat their women. This is why they do what they do over in Afghanistan. And it's the only country that throws acid in women's faces, hangs women, decapitates them. Like the most horrific punishments for adultery or whatever. Like,
how about castrate? How about we've heard of them castrating
them too. Castrate them, remove their clitorises, whatever. Like child marriages, pedophilia. Okay, like we can say all religions all day long, but it's the one religion that I'm saying is not a religion. It's a tribal colonization. It's a tribal civilization. But
they think it's normal to marry a 13-year-old girl.
They have not evolved out of barbaric mindsets. It's aggressive, and it's scary. It's literally scary. And it is here at our front doorsteps. For me to meet a Muslim man in the United States and go through this atrocious, abusive relationship that like literally scarred me for effing life. Like, I'm not kidding you. Like, I got mad trauma because of that shit. Like, I have never had anybody condemn me and persecute me spiritually the way that person did. It literally took every bit of strength that I had to get out of that and to overcome that. Like, I don't want to see that happen to the women here in the United States. No fucking way. No fucking way. So, like, yeah, it is a forced breeder program, and I will literally fight for it until I can't fight for it no more. Like,
here's Tennessee, Kentucky Bigfoot. He says, I lived in Turkey for a year. I was respectful as a guest and never had any issues with their religious practices. But he says the American women with me had it hard. Could not shop or drive. Was hard deal. Like, why are they so against, like, why are they so against women? Like, what do they, you know?
I feel like it's a satanic ritual. I mean, you think about the Kaaba and the black cube that they rotate around. I mean, the women are not really allowed to rotate around that. Like, women cannot get into the center of the Mecca stone to, like, you know, praise the kryptonite draconic rock without being like sexually subjugated and harassed and molested to get there. Like, women get pushed out. And I think they're creating like a patriarchal, it's a grid structure, it's a grid infiltration in which they're kind of operating like a particle accelerator that's creating a quantum momentum that's actually funneling this energy into the Atlantean beast machines and all of the holographic negative Saturnian structures that we know are inside of the planet. It's a satanic Saturnian worship, and it is the biggest generated hive, because there is no other collective that is doing that. I mean, think about that. Every single Muslim prays 5 times a day in the direction of Mecca. Is that not the largest ritualistic worship on the planet that exists? Billions and billions of people are doing that ritual and praying to that Saturn black cube 5 times a day, like sending energy to it, and then they're
Hey,
creating this hive around it. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
I agree with you. I just wanted
yeah.
to, I wanted to take a break from this for a second. Not take a break. I want you to keep your train of thought, but like we have like 54 people watching on YouTube, and that doesn't even count how many people are watching on Rumble and Facebook. And like, so a couple people in the audience weren't sure about your gallbladder surgery. Like, did you just want to tell everybody again, since we have a bigger audience now, like what happened again? So like, because a lot of these people weren't here at the beginning, and like, maybe you could tell them a little bit if you're feeling under the weather, why, and all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Were we getting some pushback on the comments?
no. I just wanted to, like, because people in the audience are
Okay.
asking about,
Okay.
basically Indy had gallbladder surgery, guys. So, like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, on Monday I had my gallbladder removed, you guys. Yeah, I haven't even made any like official statements on my channel. I was going to put out an energy update and just let everybody know kind of what was going on with me, but pretty much the whole year of 2025 I was dealing with gallbladder attacks. Um the first one just came on super suddenly. I think it was like in March, maybe. And it was just so much pain. Like, oh my gosh. Like, couldn't even move, couldn't even breathe. I went to the hospital a few times from it. You know, they did CT scans and all this stuff, and they're saying, well, we can't find anything. I'm like, are you crazy? Like, I just suffered like internal rupture and damage in my body. I would have all this pain that would go up into my shoulder, that would take weeks and weeks for me to heal from. And it just kept happening every like couple months. I would get these attacks. So and then the last one I had, which was in August, it was so bad. I didn't really recover very well from it. I was like super sick much longer. My body felt like super weak. And so, yeah, I got with my gastroenterologist, and we did like additional testing and stuff, but they definitely pushed me to get it removed. Like, that's ultimately the recommended treatment from it. And it was really hard for me because obviously, like, I'm more natural, like I tried to save it. Like, once I started realizing what was going on, I was trying to change my diet and, eat better and just like be more careful, but it still kept happening. So yeah, it was hard for me. I was like super sad, and it was like, you're departing from your organ, right? Like, it's really scary to have to make that decision to do it, and I still was holding on. I was like, no, I'm not going to get the surgery. I'm going to try to like again beat this, but it just kept getting worse and worse, and I started to get inflammation that was filling up in my chest. And so
yeah,
I had to make a decision and just, take a leap of faith and just go get it done. And
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, at least you got it done, and then, and like, now it's all about the road to recovery. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, like,
So I'm still recovering. Like, it hasn't even been a whole week yet, and they said it takes 4 to 6 weeks to fully recover. So yeah. And I'm definitely recovering. Like I told you earlier, Rob, like I can't walk very well. Like I'm like I'm like walking like a very slow old person. Like um because it just like it takes so much out of you. Because your gallbladder is connected to your liver. So it's like they have to
Yeah.
literally separate that from your liver and like cut it off and it ugh. Yeah, so it feels like you have this like just really painful hole like underneath your right rib cage while it's trying to heal.
Dude, I'm telling you, like I've been like taking the Tudka because I have liver issues, and Tudka like saved my life, but I haven't been able to afford it. I gotta buy it. Like I haven't. That's why I'm wearing this hat. Like my hair's getting long, so I'm wearing a hat. Like I haven't been able to get a haircut. Nothing. Like I'm waiting to get paid from all my YouTube, Rumble, audio, all that stuff. So I put links at the bottom, guys, so you guys can support the podcast if you want. You're not obligated to. If you want to, you can. But anyway, and how can people support you, Indy, if they want to support you, like on your road to recovery?
Um, well, always subscribe to my YouTube channel and sign up for my newsletters on my website, indigoangel222.com. And if you wanted to send donations, paypal.me/indigoangel222. If anyone, I'm not going to be taking any sessions until like just the middle of December. So you can still book sessions if you want to come work with me, but I'm just, taking a good 4 weeks for myself.
Azik says you still look amazing. He said you still look amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Cause
Should we just do should we do like a short, do you have to can you go a little bit longer? I was going to say, should we take some questions? Like, do you want to take some questions?
Yeah.
Or are you ready to go?
Yeah.
If you're ready to go, I don't want to push it. You know what I mean? Like if you can't, just let me know when you want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I took a couple painkillers before coming in here. So, I'd be good to go.
That always works, Chris Maria says fasting helped her liver. Yeah, it does. It helps a lot. I heard miraculous things about fasting. I've heard a lot of good stuff about fasting. But while we're waiting for questions to come in, like, what do you see?
I think it's so important to just really take care of yourself every single day. Like, if you don't have any problems with your health currently, just eat healthy and, really take in consideration for eating for your blood type or whatever makes you feel like the most healthy and really not taking your health for advantage. You know what I mean? Don't take it for granted because, once you lose it, once it's gone, it's truly such an uphill battle. And, I think you can stop a lot of horrible things from happening if you just pay attention and care and don't poison yourself, don't drink and smoke. I'm so guilty for years, smoking, I really smoked for a long time. And I think I stress smoked and trauma smoked. And it was the worst thing I could have did for myself. My body really hated me for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, just take good care of yourself and, if you got good health, pay it forward type of thing. If someone's struggling with their health, maybe pay it forward and help them with something, if you can, because what goes around comes around too. Later when you need that help, and you denied other people of help when they needed help, it's karma. It's this living vibration that doesn't forget type of thing. It keeps track of your goodness and your kindness to humanity.
Yeah,
and to others.
I know I've helped a lot of people. I don't know. Yeah, well, I was seeing if there was any questions or comments. No, Missy Hill's in the audience. So, yeah, guys, I'll be live again tonight 2 times. So I'll be live at 8 p.m. Eastern while we have a big audience with Missy Hill's going to come on. She's going to be talking about geoengineering, and we're going to be getting into some really interesting conspiracy topics. Then at 10 p.m. Eastern, I have Christy Campbell coming on. She's going to be talking about her new book, which is about SSP and my labs and stuff like that. So it's a big night here at the Typical Skeptic Podcast. No, I don't have the links made because I was having a rough day. but I mean, I'm going to make them, I just finished I think I finished all the thumbnails. So, I'm going to make the links after this show. So, but that's what's on the agenda for tonight. If you guys want to, tune in, and I'd love to see, we have 60 people watching now. I'd love it if everybody could tune in like this for every, I'd like to get more. I'd like to get like hundreds, like, I don't know. This is from Derek. This DG Woo Riders. He says, maybe we are all the fallen ones having to go through mortal body with the ups and downs. Maybe this is a lesson to show us what we had before mortality. What do you think of that comment?
I mean, yeah, like it. All I know is like when your health starts to like slip from you, like you start looking at life differently, you start looking at your relationships differently, you start looking at what you focus on differently, like, and really the things we focus on in our lives like really just don't even matter. Like for me, like through this health process, like my relationships with my children I think have been the main thing that have come up. Like I just want to make sure that like I'm close with them, like that they know that I love them. It's like you don't want to leave like all these like stones unturned, like if you still have time to like right wrongs. Like I don't know, it's weird. Like I was really processing like life and death a lot, like you know so yeah, just don't take anything for granted. I keep coming back to that message, but I think I left my body a lot, that's for sure. I was leaving my body, like even the hospital after I had the surgery, like I definitely left my body and I went to heaven and I was just chilling with God and like this like heavenly space. And it was just pure love and acceptance is all that frequency was.
Yeah.
And it was just so comforting and so peaceful. And yeah, we have to, I think we're given the time we need to process our death when it comes to us. Like we get the time that we need to really reflect on how we need to detach from the physical. You know what I mean? Because death is like a super spiritual, individual experience for each person. And your oversoul already designed it for you. Your oversoul already like gave you everything that you're going to need to accept death when the time comes for it, immortality or mortality, and also what you needed to do on this earth to leave your legacy or your legend or your immortality. I think writing a book or leaving something that expands past the aeons of time is one of the best ways that we can do that, to become immortal or whatever.
Oh, and that's a good point. That's something you've done recently, and that's something that's going to be coming out. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I've had like the biggest health scare of my life combined with one of the biggest accomplishments of my life all at the same time. Like, what are the odds? But yeah, my book is coming out in December. I don't have a date yet because it's still in the publisher's hands. It's just such a massive book. There's so much that's gone into it, so many illustrations, so much design effort that it's just taking a little bit of time. But yeah, it should be out before the end of 2025. So I'll make a big announcement when it's ready to be purchased and when the book drops. But yeah, it's probably the biggest accomplishment.
It's going to be about the Guardian Alliance, right? A big intel drops on the Guardian Alliance, right?
Mm-hmm. Everything Guardian Alliance, grid work, and New Earth prophecy. A lot of new channeled information, new channeled transmissions, new channeled prophecy. Everything about the quarantines on Earth, the Stargate rehabilitation timelines, galactic history going all the way back to Draco and Hydra wars, because that's kind of my own personal experience of it, is that's where a lot of my memory resides, is what happened through the lens of Hydra. And all of the different nations that are affiliated with the Alliance itself. So I explain what that is. I explain to everyone who the Guardians are, who the Alliance is, when it was formed, where do headquarters reside. It's very detailed.
Yeah. It's gonna be a secret, and it's like what, like 1,000 pages, right? It's 1,000 pages.
It's like 1,400 pages.
Holy shit!
Yeah. It's almost as big as like a Harry Potter series. Like I came in like I think 2,000 word count underneath like what the Harry Potter series was. So yeah, it's huge. The publisher wanted me to actually break it up into a 3-book series, which I might do later. But right now I just got guided to just do one book because I want to create like custom editions that are actually like special editions that are made in like actual leather bound. So I'm doing one edition first. Later I might drop it in 3 editions. But yeah, it's it just takes so much work to get there, you know? Like I spent the whole year writing. So the whole year I was writing, I was having all of these freaking gallbladder ruptures. So I was like in all this pain, like, but yeah, I was writing like 8 to 10 hours a day all through summer. And I think that's why, honestly, I got as much contact as I did, is because I was just so sick and in so much pain. And I was having so much contact from the Alliance. Like during that time, it was really easy for me to, I guess, travel in and out of my body and in and out of regular consciousness. Because I think everything I was going through, that I think people are going to be astonished at what's in the book, and a lot of people are probably going to be like, how the fuck did she do this? I think that's what people's reaction is going to be, honestly.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well, this is, I don't want to take up much more of your time because like, I know you're not feeling well, and like, I'm not going to like press the issue. You know what I mean? Like, I think you should rest up a little bit, and we can do a show anytime. You know what I mean? We can do another show.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I think we really wanted to talk about that extension arm of Stargate 10. So, I mean, we got to talk about that.
Do you want to talk? Is there anything else?
Do you feel like we covered everything on that? Because I don't know if we really did, but I don't really understand. I don't really know what the whole point. I think the whole point was just to spread awareness that was happening here in the U.S. I don't. Yeah. I mean, that was my intention, anyways, was to like wake people up to that.
Yeah. For people that aren't on X, just take a gander at X. You know what I mean? Like, I only go on X to post my podcast. You know what I mean? But like everything on X right now is like anti-Muslim, Muslim, anti-Muslim. That's all you're gonna see, or at least that's all it's feeding me. You know?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's rage baiting me. You know what I mean? It's almost like it's like, you know. But I feel like that's done on for a reason. You know, and we got to figure out why. That's our job, is to figure out what's going on behind the scenes of why they're pushing this so hard, and whoever they is, you know, like who and like why, you know what I mean? And who let these people in the country?
If they want us so divided and be up in arms against Islam, why then do you have Mamdani and Trump like kissing each other's butts on the world stage? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I think this is one problem that, I mean, I've supported, you know, Trump and at certain points in times in the journey, but I also think that there's been a great neglect in bringing people together and like unifying people. And so I feel like that's one thing they dropped the ball on when it came to all of the protests that were happening like in the colleges and universities, you know, when all this Palestinian push is going on in the streets of NYC and all over, you know, the US. Like, why do they not address these issues? Like, that's one thing that I've always wondered. Like, why do you not address it and like help bridge divides? You know, it's like they really want us to be divided. They really want to stir up civil war and, you know, all the hatred. And it's just, it's difficult to always have to process it.
Yeah. I just feel like I always say this, I'm a conspiracy theorist first, and I feel like we need a whole teardown of the entire system, and we need to put it in with people who are like, you know, or make it a more fair. I don't know. I don't even know how to fix it. What we have going on here. You know what I mean? I don't even know what would be. I don't think one president is the right idea. You know what I mean? I think like you know, I don't think that's I don't think that should be the way it is in the future. You know what I mean? Or one prime minister if you're over in London. You know what I mean? Or one king. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like I don't like that idea. You know, and I voted for Trump, you know what I mean? But like, I just don't like, I don't know, you know, it doesn't, none of it makes sense to me, honestly. None of it makes sense to me, you know? You know, I mean, like, I mean, it's like I'm talking about the whole picture of what's going on right now in the world. It's all craziness to me, and it's like, I got to do more research. I got to do a lot more research and figure out what the hell is going on here. You know, like what is the, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
more to come forward soon. That's for sure. We're never like running out of like these moments where it's just like these WTF moments.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
And guys, somebody asked, does James Brink really have 1 month to live? I'm gonna send him a message now on in Messenger and see what he says, and I'll see if he responds to me, and I'll see if he wants me to announce anything. But I mean, like, you know, I'll try to find out. You know, I like James a lot, and I hope he's okay. You know, I really do. You know, and man,
Yeah.
wow, this is yeah.
Yeah,
But
sending him lots of love, and everyone should reach out to him. Everyone should reach out to him. Everyone that can, you should, because sometimes, you know, it's like he could be like really depressed and like giving up on life, and that's why that's happening, you know, because he just doesn't feel loved. A lot of this is about love, people not feeling loved, not feeling
yeah,
respected and honored and treasured and cared for. You
yeah.
know, it's so hard. We're so isolated and we're so picked apart and abused by people we shouldn't be being abused by. So, you know, it's tough. It's a tough existence we all signed up for here. But yeah, I think we should send him. I'm gonna send him an email. Well, thank you for having me on, Rob.
Yeah.
Have a good night, everyone. I love you guys.
Yeah, and thank you. And do you want to tell people where they can follow you, Indy, and stuff like that?
You can follow me on my YouTube channel at Indigo Angel, and you can sign up for my website newsletters, indigoangel222.com, and yeah, you can send donation at paypal.me/indigoangel222.
All right. All right. And thank you guys. And all my links to donate are in the description. And thank you. I'll see you guys at 8 p.m. Eastern with Missy Hill, and then at 10 p.m. Eastern with Christy Campbell. I'm going to make the links now, and Indy will probably be watching because she watches all my shows. No, I'm just kidding.
I do. I watch all the shows.
She can't watch all of them. You know, I mean, I know
I watch a lot. I keep up. This is my family over here. Typical Skeptic Podcast is my family too. So, yeah, I mean,
you definitely are family here. You definitely are family. You know, you're one of
I mean, that's why I've shared so much of my personal information today, is because I actually feel comfortable sharing it with you and everyone watching. So, you know, I appreciate that. And thanks for giving me the space to do that, Rob.
Yeah. All right, and I'll be seeing you soon, Indy. And yeah, I hear your fur buddies in the background.
Yep, I gotta go get them. Okay.
Okay. I'll see you soon. All right, take care.
Bye.
All right, bye.